Hello NEET aspirants. In this video we are discussing a problem of NEET 2019 physics of this problem. So first of all I am just reading this problem. It is given that when a block of mass m is suspended by a long wire of length L and wire has no mass. So this is of a wire of length L and a block of mass m is suspended by this wire. Now as we suspend this mass m to this wire, which is supported by some rigid support you can say, so the length of this wire get increased by small l, so it changes by small l. So this reaches to this point. So during this extension, the stress in the wire is changing because the stress depends on the extension at that instant. So by Hooke's law we know. What is Hooke's law? That stress is directly proportional to strain. We know this fact. And stress is given by force upon area, where A is a cross-section area, and there's some constant you can say, the Young's modulus or something. And strain is x upon L, where x is any intermediate extension. Now, the force that is acting on this wire is actually gravitational force, and that is equals to mg. So we can find out the work done. So what is work done? W is equals to, because this is a variable force, so you have to apply integration method, f dot dx, and f is equation 1, that is yx ay l integration, it is given by x dx and 0 to l. So w is equals to, we have ay by l, therefore x square by 2, this is 0 to l, this is a by 2, l square by 2. Final stress is equals to mg is equal to ay l by l. So from equation 2 and equation 3, that w is equals to ay l by l into l by 2, and that is mgl by 2. So the potential energy is mgl by 2. So the third option will be the correct option. Now the second problem is from mechanics also, and a mass m is attached to a thin wire and wheeled in a vertical circle. The wire is most likely to break when? So when a particle of mass m is wheeled around, wheeled in a circle in a vertical plane, then we know that this is a non-uniform accelerated motion, not uniformly accelerated motion. So you can say the tension in the wire is changing everywhere. So to break, the most probable chance will be where the tension is maximum. So where will be the tension maximum? So we know that when a particle moves in a circular path, the centripetal force acts, or you can say pseudo force, centrifugal force acts, and at these points, so the tension T and also the gravity is acting downward, and centripetal force is also acting downward. But at this point, gravity is acting downward, but the centripetal force is acting in upward direction. So the tension at point A will be mg plus mv square by r, whereas at point B the tension will be mg minus mv square by r. So the tension at point A, that is the lowest point, is higher than the tension at the highest point. So the probability that the wire can break is the third option, is the correct option. And this is from magnetism, and the problem says that the ionized hydrogen atom and alpha particles with the same momenta enters perpendicular to the constant magnetic field B. The ratio of the radii of their paths RH and R alpha will be. So first of all, we can consider some magnetic field. Suppose this is a magnetic field acting downward, and we also have given hydrogen atom ionized, so its charge is given as plus E and the mass is mh. Suppose an alpha particle, but alpha particle has a charge q alpha is equals to plus 2e, and mass is you can say it is 4 times that of hydrogen atom, mh. So this is also by the radius of circular path in magnetic field. In magnetic field that we already know. So this particle moves in circular path because this can sound by this one. So the radius of this path is given by mv by qv. Now this is the momenta. So this is the momenta of hydrogen, momenta upon qb. So the radius of hydrogen to the radius of alpha particle is given as p hydrogen upon q hydrogen b upon p alpha q alpha into d. But it is given that p hydrogen is equals to p alpha. So these two gets cancelled, this b also gets cancelled. This is q alpha upon q hydrogen. So q alpha is 2 times and q hydrogen is e. So finally you get this is 2:1. So Rs upon R alpha is 2:1. So which option will be the correct option? The first option is the correct option. So in this problem we have given a body of mass 4m moving with speed u collides with another body v of mass 2m with rest. The collision is head-on and elastic in nature. After the collision, the fraction of energy lost by the colliding body A is. So in this problem, first of all, take a body of mass 4m moving with speed u, and this is your another body of mass 2m and which is at rest. So its velocity u2 is 0 and this is your u1, that is u. After collision, because it is head-on collision, particle move in the straight line, but the velocity becomes v1 and v2. Now we need to find out the kinetic energies of projectile particle before and after the collision. So in that situation we have to find out final velocity. For final velocity we have to use this formula, m1 minus m2 upon m1 plus m2 into u1. This is twice of m2 upon m1 plus m2 into u2, but u2 is 0 and u1 is u, and m1 is 4m and m2 is 2m, so v1 is equals to, it is 4m minus 2m upon 4m plus 2m into it is u. So this is your 2/6 u or 1/3 u. So the final kinetic energy will be half m, the mass is 4m, into its velocity square, so that is u/3 square. So that is go by 9. So this is final kinetic energy. What was the initial kinetic energy? Initial kinetic energy was 4m into u square. So that was 2mu square. Now change in kinetic energy delta k, that is given as k initial minus k final, and that is 2mu square minus it is 2mu square by 9. Now you can take 2mu square common from that. So delta k is equals to 2mu square. This is 1 minus 1 by 9 and this is 8 by 9. So it is 2mu square into 8 by 9. Now you need to find out the fraction, and the fraction is change in kinetic energy to initial kinetic energy. So initial kinetic is 2mu square. So it is 2mu square into 8 by 9 divided by 2mu square. This 2mu square, that 2mu square get cancelled, and it is 8 by 9. So the correct option will be the second option.